Let me start with something simple. A lot of people work hard in this country. Really hard. Long hours, early mornings, late nights. And yet, many of them still feel stuck. Bills keep coming. Stress never really leaves. Progress feels slow or non-existent. That's not because they're lazy. And it's not because they aren't trying. Most of the time, it's because they're putting their energy into things that don't move their life forward. Hard work alone doesn't create wealth. Value does. For a long time, I believed that if I just worked more hours, everything would eventually work out. But at some point, you have to face the truth. If effort was enough, a lot more people would be rich by now. Being poor isn't just about money. It's about how you see the world. It's about what you believe is possible for you. When you're stuck in survival mode, your mind is always focused on today. How do I pay this bill? How do I get through this week? How do I avoid falling behind? That way of thinking keeps you trapped, even if you don't realize it. People who build wealth think differently, not because they're smarter or better, but because they ask different questions. Instead of asking, "How do I survive?" they ask, "How do I grow?" Instead of asking, "Who can help me?" they ask, "What can I learn?" Instead of blaming their situation, they look for leverage. They understand that money follows value. The more useful you are, the more opportunities come your way. In this country, the market doesn't reward intentions. It rewards skills. It rewards people who can solve problems, save time, or help others make money. Degrees can help, but they're not the whole story. Skills matter more. Skills you can apply. Skills people are willing to pay for. Sales, marketing, technology, content, investing, building systems. These are the kinds of things that create income beyond a paycheck. Another big difference is how time is treated. When you're broke, time feels endless. You trade hours for dollars because that's the only option you see. When you start thinking long-term, time becomes your most valuable asset. You start asking how to use it better instead of how to fill it. Wealth is built by people who understand that one income is fragile. Lose that job and everything falls apart. Multiple income streams don't happen overnight, but they create stability and freedom over time. Most people don't stay poor because they can't succeed. They stay poor because comfort is easier than change. It's easier to scroll than to study. Easier to spend than to invest. Easier to complain than to take responsibility. Discipline doesn't feel good in the moment. It feels boring, repetitive, sometimes lonely, but it works. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline stays when motivation disappears. If you're struggling right now, that doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're at the starting line. But staying there is a choice. The path forward is simple, even if it's not easy. Pick one skill that the market values and commit to learning it deeply. Control your spending instead of trying to impress people who aren't paying your bills. Invest consistently, even if the amount feels small. Build habits you can repeat every day, not just when you feel inspired. Progress is slow at first, almost invisible. That's where most people quit. The ones who make it are the ones who keep going when nothing seems to be happening. There's a part nobody warns you about. As you grow, some people won't understand you anymore. Your priorities will change. Your conversations will change. That can feel uncomfortable, sometimes even painful. But growth often requires distance from the life you're trying to leave behind. Your future self is shaped by what you do when no one is watching. The quiet choices, the boring days, the moments when quitting would be easier. In this country, you don't need permission to succeed. You don't need a perfect background or a lucky break. You need patience, consistency, and the willingness to delay comfort for something better later. You don't have to be extraordinary. You just have to be honest with yourself and disciplined enough to keep moving forward. Your past doesn't define you. Your excuses don't either. What matters is what you decide to do next, and whether you're willing to do it long enough for it to matter. That's how poor turns into stable. Stable turns into secure. And secure, over time, turns into freedom. And here's the part most people don't talk about. Freedom doesn't arrive all at once. It doesn't show up with fireworks or instant results. It comes quietly. one decision at a time, one habit at a time. At first, nothing looks different. Your bank account may still look the same. Your life may still feel heavy. That's normal. Growth usually happens long before it becomes visible. This is where patience matters. People quit, not because they fail, but because they expect progress to feel exciting. Real progress feels ordinary. It feels like showing up when no one is clapping. It feels like choosing discipline over comfort again and again. There will be days when you question yourself, days when you wonder if any of this is worth it, when old habits call you back, when easy choices look tempting. Those moments matter more than the big ones. Every time you choose to learn instead of escape, to save instead of spend, to focus instead of distract yourself, you're voting for a different future. And slowly, things start to shift. You think more clearly. You react less emotionally. You stop chasing quick wins and start building something that lasts. Your confidence doesn't come from words anymore. It comes from keeping promises to yourself. That's when you realize something important. You were never really fighting money. You were fighting impatience. You were fighting comfort. You were fighting the version of yourself that wanted everything now. Wealth isn't about proving anything to others. It's about creating peace in your own life, about waking up without constant fear, about having options when life throws something unexpected at you. And the truth is, you don't need to know everything to start. You just need to start and stay consistent long enough to learn along the way. If you're listening to this right now, it means you're already aware that your life can be more than survival. That awareness matters. Most people never even get that far. So take the next step. Not a dramatic one, a realistic one. Learn a little every day. Improve a little every week. Stay disciplined even when it feels boring, especially when it feels boring. Because one day, you'll look back and realize the life you once dreamed about was built during the days you almost gave up. And when that day comes, it won't feel loud or flashy. It will feel calm. It will feel earned. And you'll know that every small decision you made when no one was watching is what brought you here. That's the real transformation. That's the real success. And it's available to anyone who refuses to quit. At the end of the day, this is what truly matters. Wealth isn't about proving anything to anyone. It's not about impressing people who don't know your story or carrying a lifestyle that keeps you stressed. Real wealth feels quiet. It feels like peace of mind. It feels like waking up without that constant knot in your chest, wondering how you're going to survive the next problem. It's knowing that when life throws something unexpected at you, you have space to think instead of panic, space to choose instead of react. Whatever situation you're in right now, it doesn't define who you are. It's just a chapter. But chapters only change when you keep turning the page. When you stop learning, stop growing, or stop believing you can do better, that's when temporary struggles turn into permanent ones. No one changes overnight, and the people who succeed aren't the ones who feel motivated every day. They're the ones who keep showing up on days that feel boring, frustrating, and unrewarding. They choose discipline when comfort feels easier. They keep their promises to themselves, even when no one else notices. If you're tired, it's okay to rest. That doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. Just don't quit on yourself. Because one day, you'll wake up and realize the weight you once carried isn't there anymore. Not because life suddenly became easy, but because you became stronger, more focused, and more prepared. You'll look back at this version of yourself and feel respect, not shame. Respect for staying when walking away would have been simpler. Respect for choosing growth when nobody was clapping. And that's when you'll understand something important. You didn't just build money. You built stability. You built clarity. You built control over your time and your choices. That's real wealth. And that's what makes all of it worth it.